Welcome to Escape Behind the Scene. I'm Akari.
And I'm Alex.
This map holds the key to today's mystery.
How do you make a 9,000-pound monster feel truly alive?
I mean, you hire the best. Stan Winston's studio. You spend millions.
Or you build a state-of-the-art animatronic T-Rex for the original Jurassic Park, and then you just make it rain, non-stop.
Oh, I know this story. The foam rubber skin.
It acted like a giant sponge. The animatronic would get so waterlogged, it would start to shake and quiver uncontrollably. The crew had to frantically dry it with towels between every single take.
So that trembling, that sense of immense weight and instability that makes the T-Rex so terrifying, that was a malfunction?
Completely. It was a bug, not a feature. But it had this incredible side effect, where it just unnerved everyone on set. The machine's failure made the monster feel more real, more unpredictable. It's the perfect accident.
And that's kind of the whole story of the original movie, isn't it? A series of beautiful, terrifying accidents that somehow coalesced into perfection.
Totally, because the shaking T-Rex was just the beginning. They head to Kauai, Hawaii to film all the lush exterior shots. They start filming on August 24th, 1992.
And on September 11th,
Hurricane Iniki, one of the most powerful hurricanes in Hawaiian history, makes a direct hit on the island. The entire cast and crew are trapped.
that's insane. So what do? Evacuate?
They can't. They hunker down in their hotel. But Spielberg, being Spielberg, sees an opportunity. He actually takes a camera out and films the storm.
No way. So the shots in the film of the storm hitting the island, that's the actual hurricane?
Some of it, yeah. It completely destroyed their sets, which forced them to scrap a whole sequence where Samuel L. Jackson's character gets attacked by raptors. But they got production value you could never pay for.
It speaks to the mindset on that set. Everything was this mix of high-tech ambition and duct tape problem solving. You have a malfunctioning multi-million-dollar robot on one hand, and then you have the director just pointing a camera at a natural disaster on the other.
And you have to remember, the actors didn't see any of this magic at first. Laura Dern tells this story about their first day, where Spielberg is trying to get a reaction out of them for a dinosaur that isn't there.
Right, he was just yelling roars through a megaphone, wasn't he?
Yeah, and she said she and Richard Attenborough are just looking at each other like, is this really gonna work? There was this genuine skepticism, this feeling that they were on the edge of something that could either be revolutionary or a complete joke.
And the thing that tipped it from joke to revolutionary wasn't even the plan from the beginning. It was another one of those beautiful accidents.
Exactly. The original plan was all animatronics and go-motion puppets for the full-body shots. CGI was this new, untested thing, and Spielberg was cautious.
But then, the team at Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, secretly builds a fully digital T-Rex skeleton and plays it for the producers.
And it changes everything. Spielberg decides to go for it, but, and this is the key, he doesn't abandon the practical effects. He blends them.
That blend is the secret sauce. I think people misremember the movie as this big CGI spectacle, but the final cut only has about 15 minutes of dinosaurs on screen total.
Wait, only 15 minutes? That can't be right.
It's true. And of that, 9 minutes are Stan Winston's animatronics, and only 6 minutes are CGI. 6.
Wow. Okay, that's wild. It feels like they're in every other scene. It's the Jaws principle. The power of suggestion is more effective than just showing the shark, or in this case, the dinosaur.
Right. And when you do see them, your brain can't tell what's real and what's digital because they're constantly switching. A close-up on the T-Rex head is the physical puppet, but the wide shot of it running is CGI.
it keeps you off balance.
And the practical side was just so tangible and dangerous. At one point, a crew member got trapped inside the T-Rex when the power went out and the metal frame shifted. They had to rescue him from inside the machine.
And yet, for all that high-tech danger, the most iconic shot in the movie came from the simplest trick.
The water ripples in the cup.
The water ripples. Spielberg was inspired by listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire in his car and seeing the mirror vibrate. So how did they do it? Not with some complex machine, but by feeding a guitar string through the car, under the dashboard, and having a guy lay on the floor and pluck it.
That's perfect. It's the story of the film in one effect. A brilliant idea executed with simple, clever artistry. It's a philosophy the sequels would, let's say, struggle to replicate.
That is the kindest way you could possibly put it. You really see the shift with Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, Jurassic Park 3. The actor William H. Macy had maybe the best quote ever about that production. He asked, "Who launched a $100 million ship without a rudder?"
Because they literally started shooting without a finished script.
Not even close. They were throwing out story ideas right before filming. The director, Joe Johnston, said they were deciding on scenes day by day. He called the shoot a living hell on a daily basis.
So you go from the first film, which was born from a singular vision and clever problem solving, to the third, which is just about hitting a release date. The machine has to keep moving, even if no one is steering.
And Spielberg wasn't directing. He was there as an executive producer. But Macy said he was represented by an empty chair on set. It was purely symbolic.
This feels like a pattern we've seen in other franchises we've talked about. The moment a passion project becomes a property, the strategic imperatives change. It's no longer, let's tell a great story. It's, how do we keep this IP generating revenue?
Exactly. The chaos shifts from being creative, like how do we film during a hurricane, to being purely logistical and desperate. And that tension between art and asset management gets even more complicated when you get to the modern trilogy.
Okay, so fast forward to Jurassic World Rebirth. They hire Gareth Edwards to direct. He's a huge fan of the original. He comes in with all this passion.
And what's the first thing a fan director does? He fills his cut with Easter eggs, nods to the original film, references, all the stuff that fans love.
And who is his boss, the executive producer? Steven Spielberg, who, it turns out, is allergic to quoting himself. He absolutely hates it.
So the main feedback from the guy who created the entire universe is, get rid of all the loving references to my work.
Yes! The screenwriter, David Cope, said Spielberg's biggest fear was that the franchise would feel like a snake eating its own tail. He wanted something new, not just a victory lap.
That is such a fascinating creative tension. Edwards is trying to honor the legacy, while Spielberg is trying to escape it. But then the story gets even better.
They take out the Easter eggs. They test the movie. And what does the audience say?
They want more love for the original films. So Edwards gets permission to put a few of the references back in.
It's the perfect microcosm of the modern blockbuster dilemma. How do you innovate while also satisfying the nostalgia that your audience is paying for? You end up in this weird compromise, trying to please everyone.
And that pressure to please everyone, to be everything to everybody, really comes to a head with Jurassic World Dominion.
Right, because the studio mandate for that film was clear. They wanted an Avengers Endgame for the Jurassic franchise.
Which strategically means one thing: legacy crossover. You take the new cast from Jurassic World and you smash them together with the original cast from Jurassic Park.
And the script reflects that. Director Colin Trevorrow even admitted it had this unconventional structure with two completely separate storylines running in parallel for most of the movie, hoping for a big emotional convergence at the end.
But it's a very different thing to build a universe over a decade like Marvel did,
versus trying to graft that structure onto a franchise after the fact. The criticism of Dominion, and really the whole World trilogy, was that it prioritized spectacle over coherent storytelling and character.
And the production itself was a mess. A global pandemic shuts them down. You have at least 7 writers taking a crack at the script. A key Dilophosaurus animatronic breaks. It was chaos.
So wait, the original film's production was a disaster full of hurricanes and malfunctioning robots, and it becomes a timeless classic. The sequel's productions are also chaotic, but for very different reasons. Studio mandates, script by committee.
It's the type of chaos that matters. The chaos on the first film forced creativity and ingenuity. The chaos on the later films feels like it stemmed from a lack of a clear creative vision. They were trying to solve a business problem. How do we make this an endgame? Instead of a story problem.
So the lesson is, life finds a way, but a franchise doesn't. Not without a clear rudder. Not without someone who knows when to pluck a guitar string instead of building another 9,000-pound machine.